Morning glory and evening grace, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt. Welcome to the Hugh Hewitt Show on this Wednesday, and welcome my special guest, Mary Katharine Ham, Fox News contributor and co-host of the Normally Pod, as well as host of the Getting Hammered Pod, which is on hiatus, though I think they're going to have their semi-annual episode soon. Is that true, Mary Katharine? Is there going to be a semi-annual episode soon?
Well, you know, Vic's going to have something to say about Sydney Sweeney, so we probably should get on it.
You know, I have here, I'm glad you used her name, because I have here Nazi jeans as the subject matter for you to tell. You were explaining a little bit to Steve. I saw it online. I don't know anything about the Nazi jeans lady. Tell me all about this, because they mentioned it on the commentary pod and my head hurt.
Yeah, no, it should make your head hurt. It's very, very silly. Sydney Sweeney is a starlet who is beautiful and of buxom proportions, I would say, delicately. And she has been hired as a spokesmodel for American Eagle jeans because she looks hot in jeans. And a lot of people are overthinking this, mostly lefty influencers and TikTok insane people who say that because she says she has good genes, which is a play on words, it's jeans and jeans, that is a racist dog whistle and it's about eugenics and Nazism. And that's insane. That's insane. And the question is it a real controversy or is it just like 12 people who are mad? But here's the problem. The left is governed by the 12 people who are mad. They're governed by that TikTok fringe. And in fact, Good Morning America is governed by it because they're doing segments on whether this is Nazi propaganda. It's a hot chick in jeans. The more you guys overthink this, the more you problematize it, the fewer young men you are going to attract to the Democratic Party.
Now, Mary Katharine, there was an era when I used to pay attention to advertising, and American Eagle had a competitor, Abercrombie and Fitch. Yes. And Abercrombie and Fitch would put out purposefully suggestive photo shoots of young men and young women that were designed to enrage the church ladies in the country. Yes. And they did. Every single time they enraged the church ladies. And the church ladies would, and they'd shake their fists and they'd be all upset. Is this that? I mean, is this actually American Eagle getting me to say American Eagle and getting you to say American Eagle?
Maybe a little bit. I have thought about American Eagle more than I have in the past 15 years. However, I think they lucked out here with the left's insanity. I'm not sure they could have planned it going this well. And I have to say, it's rather anodyne as far as like being sexually forward. I mean, she just looks great in the jeans. It's not horribly like the church.
It's not Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Abercrombie and Fitch?
Oh, for sure. And the thing is, I think what they might have anticipated is that Sydney Sweeney, because she's hot and seems like kind of like a fun chick who likes cars and is normal, I think they might have anticipated that she's right-coded and she's a vibe shift in and of herself. And as an Atlantic writer hilariously put it, she is an embodiment of the idea pushed by conservative commentators that Americans should be free to love boobs. And the idea that that's controversial, it's wild, and that they turn it into this sort of discourse is so off-putting.
Now, when you say they, I have Haviv Reddy Gur coming on next hour, and he's going to talk specifically about the idiotic Proud Boys and their rant about Israel that gets very close to the anti-Semitic line. That I put a name on him. Who are the Sydney Sweeney they? Do we have any real people behind it?
Well, yeah, this is my point, right? Is that I think this became something I call a cultural reply all, which is that, you know, when an office replies all to the whole office and everybody keeps replying all to tell them to stop replying all, there's a little bit of that going on. Like, there's not that many people who are very angry about this. But again, I say the problem with the left and with the party, the Democratic Party, is that they are often led on, certainly on cultural issues, by their fringe left TikTok ranters, right? So if you have 7 of those folks, the rest of the party doesn't have what it takes to tell them, Sydney Sweeney is fine. Stop complaining.
Okay.
They don't have
Now
that.
I have to really show my hand. Who is Sydney Sweeney? I don't know who she is.
She's a young Hollywood star, and she's beautiful. And she once got in trouble, actually. She's right-coded partly for this reason. She threw her mom a birthday party, and she got in trouble for this because in the online photos, people were wearing red hats that said "Make 60 Great Again" because it was her mom's 60th birthday, and she was supposed to feel terrible about this. She did not. So good for her.
Well, good for. So did she make a movie that I missed?
I mean, she's made a romantic comedy with Glenn Powell. She was in White Lotus.
Not going to see that.
Notably, yeah.
No, probably. Okay, not the demo. Second thing I want to talk to you about, Kamala. Kamala is not running, and I'm frankly a little bit surprised. What do you think?
Isn't the most disappointed person Steve Hilton, who could have run against her?
Oh, yes.
As a Republican in California. Look, there's not a demand for Kamala. She says her leadership will be outside of elected office for the time being. I don't know what leadership she's talking about. She's been invisible, basically. No one's interested in her leadership, and I think that she probably saw that. I don't think she's learned a ton of lessons from 2024. I don't think she's going to impart those to the party. And I guess it's good news for all the other Democrats who want to run in California. It'll be interesting what the 2028 field, how they move after this, the Democrats, because this does leaves the door cracked for her to consider that. But man, there is no demand for this product.
By the way, what do you make of Rahm Emanuel showing up with Megyn Kelly?
I think he's trying to be sort of sane, and he's the person who's willing to say, Sydney Sweeney's hot, get over it, right? And the thing about Rahm is that he's actually pretty good at not getting bullied because he's often the bully. So perhaps it'll work, right? When they come for him, he can just be like, I'm Rahm Emanuel. I don't take that.
Now, he's been mayor of Chicago. You know Chicago rules. We know everyone knows Chicago rules. And Rahm Emanuel is from Chicago, so he's not going to be bullied by the left-wing nutters. All right, the last thing I want to ask you about is really, when do we get Getting Hammered back?
I'm working on it. It's a big summer. We're trying to find it a home. We will. I am endeavoring, Hugh. I know that I've let you down, and I am working on it because you would know.
More importantly,
if I had been on the air.
You have let down the fetching Mrs. Hewitt, who you are in her ear as her companion whenever she's out doing her trundling. And so, last question, which is apropos of nothing. I have all 7 grandchildren here for 2.5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So I don't want to leave the studio ever. I'm just going to stay in the studio 24/7, 365 for 3 weeks. How many grandchildren do your parents have?
I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 6, almost 7. One on the way.
Almost 7. So have they ever done this? Have they? I call it sort of the Olympiad of grandparenting, when you get all 7 plus the 6 parents.
No, I don't think they've done that many, although it's on the horizon. We could do that because everybody's going to be in my hometown but me coming up soon. So I could travel down there and make it happen.
I want you to, because I want to know if they survive. This is not a question, it's a data point. We have a new affiliate on the Hugh Hewitt Show, which is 92.3 FM WZPR, which is in Nags Head and covers all of the Outer Banks. Now, you're a North Carolina girl. Do you like the Outer Banks?
I do like the Outer Banks. I was just in Atlantic Beach, which is like a separate part of the area. But I love the North Carolina coast. Yes, everyone get there one time in your life. It's beautiful.
Oh, we used to go all the time when we were young, and it was close to Washington, D.C., and it was better than driving to Cape Cod. It was closer. But I got to ask you this question. At the time, it seemed much more chill than Hilton Head, than Ocean City, Maryland, than the Jersey Shore, than Cape Cod. Do you agree with me about that?
Yes. It's sort of the charm that it's a little quaint. It's sort of the charm that it's a little quaint, and I don't know if it's just the amount of real estate available that has made it sort of form rules and construction situations and development rules that make it a little bit more family oriented and quaint seeming. But yes, it does have a more chill vibe. We like it like that. More houses on stilts than any place I've ever been in my life. Mary Katharine Ham, MK Hammer on X, and you can listen to her Normally podcast, which she co-hosts, and we hope that Getting Hammered is back soon. Thank you, Mary.